Bloodwing here, back to bring some grumpiness to your internet. And welcome back to Redneck Radio, the live stream where you get an extra healthy side helping. Well, today I guess the only answer would be Southern Fried Chicken because I was tagged in on Twitter on a really big discussion on what's the best fried chicken takeout place. So today I guess it's fried chicken. Uh, Alex is not here at the moment. He will be around momentarily. Has some stuff going on, so he'll be here a little late, but he will be here. He tells me on Twitter. So for the beginning of the stream, you're gonna have just me. Going long before I start the stream. It was a little odd this morning. Everybody was so quiet. Is everybody tired? Do you got the CPs? Are you a CP? Need a nap? Actually, uh, I had a nap. This stream almost was late because I laid down to take a nap. Hey, Zombie Teddy. And I I woke up at 10 after 2. So I've been awake all of 20 minutes. I had to run around and make my cigarettes, get the live stream set up, get the invites out on Twitter. It was close. It was close. Mama Minnie, hey baby, catching me in between classes. Well, don't get in trouble. You know, the hall monitor might not like that. As you can tell, it's been a long time since I've went to school. But hey, Vanilla. Hey, and is that Boodled? Hey, how's it going? Uh, I've had a busy day today, so I had to have that nap. I just didn't have any choice at all. Um, you all know that I run and pick up my granddaughters and take them to school in the morning, which means I get up at 6:45 in the morning. Well, today I had to also take Dad to a doctor's appointment, his infusion, and so as soon as I got done taking him, I had to come home, take a shower, switch cars so I could get his van because he's in a wheelchair, and go drive a whole nother town over to the southwest, pick him up, drive all the way back to Indianapolis, and then further west. And anyway, it was a long bet. I was I couldn't stick around for the whole thing because this stream. But my brother-in-law is going to pick him up when it's over. They're going to call him then, and I told him to call me in case there was any trouble. Deck Train says, "Will the Colts tank 2020 for Trevor Lawrence?" Well, it's not the first time that they would tank a season, but no, this season I really don't see them tanking. I think they're going to try to win because we've just got too many good places or good pieces in place. Mumbling Mercian, Blowing says, Blowing, hope you're good, dude. Sounds like a busy day. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Little on the sleepy side. Might hear me snuffle and cough a little bit today. The landlord come over and mowed the grass, and for some reason it was really strong. And nothing sets my allergies off worse than fresh cut grass. Even my wife noticed how strong it smelled, though, and it indeed did set my allergies off. So, little bit of a snotty nose, which turns into a little bit of a little bit of a cough, but I'll make it through. I'll make it through. Sarah has been up since 3:15. I'm whooped. I bet. 3:15. Wow, that's early. That's early. My last job at the limousine company, I had to be on the clock at 6 a.m. So that's not quite 3:15, but that's when you count in, gotta get ready and take a shower before you go to work and everything. That's getting up pretty early. So I told you I apologize, but there's going to be a little coughing because allergies. Um, what in the world you doing up at 3:30, baby, Mama Minnie? I know your kids don't have school yet, so yeah. Oh, seriously, I work for UPS. Got to be there early to load the packages into trucks. I get you. I worked for FedEx for 8 years. My wife still works for FedEx, so yeah, I know all about the overnight delivery business. Know all about it. Next sauce is on the clock by 4:45. That's an early day too. Good grief. Homework, Mama Minnie says, before the munchkins get up and can't focus anymore. Well, knowing your four kids, I understand completely. I do understand. Hey, Pat, what's going on? Good to see you. Um, it lost my train of thought there for a bit, but yeah, hope everybody's doing well. Got Labor Day coming up, Labor Day, which is like the official end of summer for us Americans. You know, lots of grilling going to be going on, and beer drinking, and all kinds of stuff. Um, but yeah, Zero the Hero says I worked there too. It's a fine job. I always loved working at FedEx. Of course, the majority of the time that I worked there, I was a ramp agent. I worked at the airport hub, which the Indianapolis hub is actually, I think technically it is the biggest FedEx hub now, but at that time it was the second biggest. Um, they were working on different levels of expansion and construction to make it bigger than Memphis, and I think that it now is. Not real sure on that, but if it's not, it's pretty doggone close. It actually spans two counties. Yeah, you can actually cross county lines while you're on FedEx property. So, but I always loved it because I got to work on them airplanes. It was hard work. Lord have mercy, it was hard work. It give you a workout, but yeah, I always loved it because I love airplanes. I've been fascinated with airplanes, always have been. Um, I have to keep switching back over to check and make sure that Alex isn't sitting there waiting. I do get a chat on the dashboard for StreamYards, but if somebody super chats, it's not highlighted, so I might miss it. Yeah, Dick Train, Indy Metro area. Yep, it's massive. I've taken people from out of town over there to watch them work, and of course, being an overnight delivery business, the busiest time is overnight. And if you go out there, say at 2 o'clock in the morning, it's like watching a whole nother city. There are cities that probably towns that aren't that big. I'm not joking. It is just amazing the amount of headlights and moving out there, people walking around. It's so huge they have to have bus lines to transport people from one part of the hub to the other. And they actually have traffic cops out there writing tickets on the hub if you're not following the rules, for the people in their tugs. It's just it's amazing. It's amazing. Oh, there he is. We'll get him in there. And there he is. Look at that handsome feller.
Hi, how's it going? You all right?
Oh yeah, doing good. How are you?
You know how I am.
Well, we're gonna try to get you out of that mood. We're
No,
gonna get you out of that.
it's not like one of my usual mood swings or anything like that, or somebody's
Oh
pissed
no,
me
I
off.
get it. I get
Yeah,
it.
you understand why I'm a little bit I'll call it flumpy. We'll call it flumpiness.
Flumpy.
Yeah, we'll describe it as a bit of flumpiness right now.
Yeah, is that a mix of furious, livid, and grumpy?
You know what? It wasn't, but yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well,
man.
you're here now, and that's the big thing.
My apologies to you, Bloodwing, and of course the chat for not showing up at the start of the stream. For those who follow Irate Alex Twitter, you were aware that I've spent the last 6.5 hours working on the part 2 response to Amos Yee, and it involves the rest of the video that I'm responding to. Like you know the one where he's responding to Shu.
Yeah.
Well, I only responded to 4 clips I chopped out in the first video, so I chopped up what I actually wanted to respond to, and then I've been responding to that. And mate, well, the recording itself, for that section and that section, that is section 2. Oh, 7-ish hours, is it? Okay.
Oh Lord,
the Crossal, yeah. That section, the actual recording part of it, was an hour long.
Wow.
Yeah, and I cut out half an hour of it because a good portion of it was gaps where I was listening to what he had to say and I was sat there kind of thinking about it. And there were other bits as well where I was just saying things that would have got me a strike. I had to cut out quite a bit, as you could imagine.
Well, there's Mama Minnie, and they're saying hello to her brothers. That ought to make you feel a little better. Get her quick.
Hi, sister. How's it going? You're right.
She's on her way to class. She's in between classes right now.
Okay. Yeah, she started now, hasn't she?
Yeah. It tells you, I guess it's never too late. She's Alex's age, actually. I think they're the same age, and she's decided to go back to school, back to college. So.
Fair play to her, choosing to better herself. There's nothing wrong with that. And I can see in my peripheral vision that my 6-year-old son is stood there.
Well, of course you can.
Peeking through the window. It looks quite funny, actually. He's been told, I don't know, maybe 5 times in the last half an hour by me and his mum to take his ass back to bed, because his bedtime is 7, but it's not bedtime. He goes there, he's got a portable DVD player that he watches in his bed, and that he kind of winds down. He's like me, he's ADHD as anything. It takes him a while to calm down. Yes, my child?
I don't use my spoon to do this. I just use my ball to do it.
Stay of that shirt. You eat dinner all down, you boy.
Yes.
Well, it's no good unless you get it all over you.
Why is there a splash of water underneath your glasses there?
No, it's blackcurrant.
Why have you got blackcurrant on your face? Why is your hair wet? What have you put in your hair? If you did what you did yesterday, boy, I'm gonna slap your chops.
I didn't use it with my spit.
You better not have used your spit again. That's disgusting. I told you it's disgusting.
Come on.
It's disgusting, right? Yeah, if you're gonna do your hair, you do it with gel or something. That's minging. Can you just run a tap over his head, please? Because he's used gob.
Who hasn't smoothed down
a 2 nights in work? Try drying his hair.
Who hasn't smoothed down a cowlick with a little bit of spit? I've done it.
He's done all of his hair with it. He's oh, it's disgusting. I told him yesterday not to do that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you was talking about his bedtime and all that. That's the way we did it when Mama Minnie and her kids were all here. They had what they called quiet time, and then there was bedtime.
Yeah.
Quiet time was an hour before bedtime, and they had to go to their beds. They didn't have to go to sleep. They could watch TV. They could play on their devices, whatever they wanted to do, but they had to go to their bedroom and quiet down,
Yeah, pretty much the same with Baba, he doesn't have to go to sleep. I think I might go to sleep, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know you showed up a little late. I almost missed it. Well, you sent me that DM, and the reason I was kind of late answering is because I was asleep.
You're cutting it a bit close to the show, aren't you?
Boy, I tell you what.
I sent that. What time I sent that? 7:05? What was that? 2:05 your time?
Yeah, you're the one that actually woke me up because my phone alerts me when I get emails. Well, when I get a direct message on Twitter, when I'm not logged into it, I get an email alerting me that there's a direct message. And I heard that alert that woke me up.
Well, it's a good thing I did then, isn't it? Because otherwise
Yes,
the
it
show would have
is.
been late.
Oh, I was pooped, buddy. I was pooped. I'm still pretty tired and sore, because on top of, I don't know if you heard, but on top of taking my granddaughters to school this morning, I had to take Dad to a doctor's appointment.
I did hear something about that because I obviously
Which,
started listening and then let you know I was here. So
yeah, when by the time, when I take them to school, I'm in the car a little over an hour. And then
hold on a second. My audio just cut out again.
Okay.
Oh, it's doing my tits in.
Maddie says, Ray, just finished the stream and dropped your link in my live chat. Hello.
Did you not hear me?
I heard you say that your audio had dropped out.
Yeah. Just to quickly explain it. Vanilla Bear, in her infinite wisdom, after I told her not to touch anything on this computer when she was using it to practice her speed paint drawings on it, still didn't listen to me. And she unplugged my audio. And if you unplug the audio of my computer, it gets a bit finicky. And the settings are very... a bit annoying to set back to what they were, and every so often the audio just cuts out. Yeah, so I can't hear anything when it does that. So you'll have to start that again, mate.
Yeah. Well, anyway, after already being in the car for like an hour, and we are at that time of year that they live east of me. My granddaughters do, so I'm fighting that morning sun just over the horizon, straight in my eyeballs for 20 minutes. And so I had to come all the way back home, take a shower, switch cars, drive all the way out to Mooresville, Indiana, which is in a whole nother county, and pick Dad up and drive him back to Indianapolis for his appointment. And pushing that wheelchair, and then he can't get up in the van completely by himself. I have to help lift him up in there. And I'm old.
Yeah, you are.
So tired and sore by the time I got home. It was for his infusion, so it takes like 5 hours. And so I just dropped him off up there, and then my brother-in-law said that he'd take work off a little early and go get him. So,
sorry, I'm not yawning at you.
No, it'd be all right if you were. I'm still fighting the yawns.
It's because it's because I've stopped. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to get onto section 3, but yeah, is that why your title is "Did y'all know I'm old"?
It is. It is. Gosh, by the time I got home from taking him, I was so sore. My lower back, which I understood, lifting him up and stuff. But my neck was killing me. I'm like, why is my neck hurt? I didn't use my neck lifting him.
But you are old then. Yeah, you are old.
You know what, sweetheart, Mama Minnie out there in the chat, there couldn't be a better compliment. Your laugh sounds more and more like Mama's dad. My mom.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not yawning at you.
No, it'd be fine even if you were. I understand it. Yeah, I understand it. But yeah, there couldn't be a better compliment that I'm sounding like my mom. Yeah. Miss you, Mom. But yeah, so other than total frustration with Amos Yeet.
Well, I wanted to speak a little bit about him if I could.
Yeah, go ahead.
Forgive me if it triggers anybody. I know that there are some people who are subscribed to us that have had the unfortunate experience of sexual abuse in their time. So there's your trigger warning before I start talking about it. So I released the first video, as you know, the day before yesterday, and I didn't monetize the bloody thing either because I just thought, you know what, I'm not even going to try. I'll definitely get that yellow symbol. And then even if I request a review, they'll just go, no. And they won't just do that. They'll probably give me a black symbol, which I have actually done before when I've made videos on pedos. So I just thought, I won't bother monetizing it. Just keep that that statement in your head for a second. So, you know, I spent a while. I spent about 6-7 hours making that video, then released it, and it's actually done quite well for my channel as well. It's got over like 4,000 views and stuff. Although I can put that down to a lot the fact that Shoe on Head shared my video.
I saw that. I was like, hey, good on you, Alex.
Yeah, that was a very, very nice surprise. I actually woke up to that. I woke up, you know, I go through my morning routine. I look at the video, and lo and behold, the person with the top comment is Shoe on Head.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, snap. Shoe decided to watch one of my videos again. It's been a long time since she's watched one of my videos and left a comment. And, you know, me and Shoe, we butted heads a few times, as you know.
Yeah.
So it's very surprising for me. And then I went onto Twitter, and there she is sharing my video saying it's a good ass video.
Yeah. She said it was better than what she done with it.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, that's really cool. That's really awesome of her to do that for me. So I was like, you know, thank you very much. And then she followed me on Twitter as well, which also caught me by surprise. Because, you know, the thing is, like, in the past, my first interaction with Shoe was her supporting me. I think that was over some kind of like mental health thing, and then a bunch of the SJWs jumped on her for trying to support me. People like Michael Rowlands, for example. You know, but she didn't follow me back then, but she followed me now, and I was very happy with that. You know, because me and Shoe, we bumped heads, we've disagreed over lots of stuff.
Sure.
But it doesn't mean that you can't follow each other.
Yeah, I don't always agree with everything that Shoe says, and I definitely have my opinions on her, but I got no problem with her. I was shocked. It's been a few months back, but I was on I don't remember if it was Monkey in the Morning or
it was
one of his live streams.
She was in the chat, if you remember.
Yeah, was you on that? I forgot. And we were talking about her, and boop, up she pops up in the chat.
Yeah, it's because Shoe likes to listen to a lot of us.
Yeah.
On the sly. Like she doesn't always make herself known. So
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be pretty surprised if she ended up out in my chat, you know. But
yeah.
Hey, you know,
we're talking about your Shoe.
Welcome.
say hello. Yeah, and if you are, thank you again for sharing the video. I was really surprised by that. And the video is very hard to make, not editing wise, you know, or recording wise. I mean, okay, there was a bit where it was hard to record, you know, because I damn near lost my freaking mind.
Oh, wow.
There was my radiator's just sat there on its side right now, looking all concussed. So it was received fairly well. I also discovered Amos Yee has multiple sock accounts on Twitter and on YouTube.
Was that him that was going after you in the comment section?
Yeah,
the great big long novel.
Oh, the long one wasn't him. That is a completely separate pedo altogether.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that is a separate pedo altogether, and I will be responding to Amos Yee's sock accounts in section 3 of the video, along with that guy's comment, and I'm going to destroy both of them. Zero the Hero says, "All right, Alex, I saw your video. Man, that was a tough video to watch. The second one, part 2, is going to be harder for you to watch.
Yeah,
it will be a lot harder.
And for those videos that you guys think are hard to watch, think about the person that made it. Think about how hard it was for them. I done one Amos Yee video back in the day, and I couldn't get through it. I was just because I wanted to puke.
Yeah,
you know? And there's just some things that set you off like that. In fact, there's one subject I will not cover because I can't do it without raging, and that's race realism. I can't do it, and so I refuse to even do content on that because it would just be me screaming at the void.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly understandable. Perfectly understandable and perfectly fair. Delusions is there in the chat. Did you see my comments on the video? I believe I have. I'm still working my way through the comments on that video.
I've got so lazy with comments. Lord have mercy. I used to, the minute a comment went up, I'd be sure to jump in there and reply to it because I thought that was the good thing to do. And boy, lately, of course, I don't always see them. Believe it or not, I know it's hard to believe, but YouTube doesn't always tell us when they're commented on. But I'll be cruising the comments and see them in there, and
Yeah,
I've got terrible at it.
I try to respond to every single comment if I can, especially on I Rate Alex, because I'm still small enough where it's a very, very doable thing. Sometimes it takes me longer than others because of arguments and things like that, or just points that I kind of want to drive across. And here's something that some people in the chat may not know. Sometimes YouTube will not make it obvious that your comment is there. Like sometimes there will be comments that will only appear to you as the content creator if you actually go onto the video. And sometimes they won't appear unless you put newest first on said video. There are other times where comments won't appear on the video, but they'll be as published comments in the comment section of your dashboard. Which is really weird too.
It happened to me just yesterday. There was a comment by someone, I don't remember their name, but they came from your channel and were interested in the Redneck track series I'm doing. And it was actually, they had asked if I could please do a playlist, which I've done. In case you guys haven't noticed.
You should have done that a while ago.
I should have. I was being lazy. But all the Redneck Trek and all these live streams, Redneck Radio, are now on playlists on the front page of my channel. So if you're interested, you can look at that. But anyway, his comment only shows up for me. It's you can't see it if you're someone else, but I can see it.
It happens. And in fact, sometimes YouTube is really weird because basically there are 3 folders you have for comments in the dashboard. For those who are unaware, you have published comments, which 9 times out of 10 that's where most comments will be. Then there's a I forget what the folder's called now. Hold on a second. Let me just go to it so I can tell you. Doobie-doobie-doo. Come on, Chip Chop. Then there's held for review. Now, held for review folder contains comments that contain words that the creator has set aside to not appear on the video, unless it's approved by that said creator. For example, I have my docs in there. Makes sense. So if any word from my docs is inputted into a comment, that comment will not appear on the video until I approve it. Then there's the spam folder. And then the spam folder is what YouTube has decided is not allowed to go onto your video.
So
it's up to the creators to then approve it. And then sometimes there will be comments that appear there. Well, it says there are comments there. I had this for about 3 months on Alright Bear, where it says it says 2, and you click it, and there's no comments there at all. You're like, where are they?
For months and months, my waiting.
In fact, it's funny you say that because there was a time on Irate Bear where you couldn't say Alex on my channel. There was a time. And you still there, Blubbing?
Yeah. Can you not hear me?
Blubbing?
Hello.
Uh-oh. Is it? By the way, guys, is he talking and I can't hear him? I think. Oh no. Oh dear, hold on a second. It's me. Oh, for fuck's sake. Could you hear me though?
Yes.
Hello? Oh, for God's sake.
Can you hear me now?
Could you hear all that though?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So
you're fine. You just weren't hearing me.
Oh, good. I was just talking over you then. Good. Right. Okay.
That's all right. Yeah, I was just saying that for a period of time, for months upon months, my waiting for approval folder showed, like 2 or 3 in it, but there was nothing in it. I'd go check it and there'd be nothing there, but the number wouldn't go away.
Yeah, I had that for months. I even tweeted at Team YouTube. I was like, what the hell's going on? They're like, oh, did you delete cookies? I'm like, shut up with cookies.
Yeah, you're setting off my OCD, dang you. I want that number gone.
Stargazer Knight says, all right, Alex, will you hashtag me to me if I tell you how beautiful you are? No, well, no.
Sent Maddie the link there. She's asking for it.
Anyway, back to Amos Yee. The second video, so far, it's 37 minutes long.
Yeah.
there are two sections. The first section is 7 minutes long, and it's like my intro, and it's like thank yous and tell you what the video is going to be about, and how Amos himself responded to the video, and a couple bits and bobs. So there's effectively a 7-minute intro. There will be timestamps in the description, so don't worry about that. It does say that to look in the description for timestamps as well. The second section is the Shoe versus Amos Yee, and that's 30 minutes long. And the next section, I really hope, isn't longer than 15 minutes if I can help it.
I don't know, Cynic, you Aussie. Why are you awake? It's really early morning there, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be. Super early.
Yeah, I have no idea. And speaking of, too, like we all know that it won't let you say redneck as one word in a comment section. It'll eat it just boom. I'll get the alert that you sent it, but when I go to look at it, it won't be there. That does not go to the approval folder. I can't approve it, which I wished I could, you know, because I would definitely say, yeah, you can say that. Of course you can say that.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, it's just some stupid thing.
Yeah.
That it's been there. Like sometimes you won't even know what it was that caused it. Really.
Well, sometimes it's because they put a link in.
Yeah, links are like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then other times it's for some stupid word they've used that YouTube deems offensive, you know, or what have you, or it'll go into spam. And I have one follower. I think she follows Monkey too. I don't know if she follows it. Short Bus Rider or Short Bus
Mooner.
Mooner, that's it.
She's a long-time patron and great supporter of mine.
Every comment she makes goes to my spam folder for some reason. It's just
some people will like that though. Some people have that black mark on them. You know, it's like Ari Bear has that black mark on it. You know, where it doesn't matter what I upload.
Yep,
it's gonna get hit by the bot.
Oh yeah,
you know. So
yeah, so
it is what it is.
I do try to look at my spam folder every time I'm on my dashboard.
Yeah.
I may not be on my dashboard every day. I'm not one of them people looking at my analytics and all that stuff, you know, and fretting and worrying over it. But I am on there several times a week. So every time I'm there, I do try to take a peek at that spam folder to see who's in jail.
Yeah. It happens. It happens. You know, I actually had 2 comments that are in my review folder right now, and I believe that's because they have links. And I'm not approving them just yet. I need to save those. They're not anything bad. It's somebody who I asked to grab something for me, and they sent me a couple things. I'm just keeping it there just for safekeeping. So it's not like it's a comment or a piece of criticism or anything like that.
Yeah. How long were you sitting there, Maddie, before I noticed you?
Not too long. And as you can tell, the post office finally got off their ass and delivered the lamps that I had ordered last week.
Well, yay, good for you.
So yeah, it was funny because I went down there around noon where the postman usually shows up, and I asked him if there was a box, and you can hear the puppy playing with the bubbles in the background. And he goes, "No, there isn't a box for you. What's your apartment number?" And I told him, I said, "It's supposed to be rescheduled to be delivered on Monday, and it didn't come." He goes, "Well, okay, here's a piece of paper. Write down your address. As soon as I finish filling these boxes, I'll go back to the post office, get your box, and come back. Are you going to be home all day?" "Yes." So he knocked on the door, and the first thing he said when I opened the door was, "I don't know why the other ones couldn't walk here. You're just right around the corner from the office." I said, "I know, right?"
It's government. It's the government workers.
Yeah. Oh, I still got the potato cam. I just now have lights, because before I had to open the window that she likes looking out of and then turn on the light from the bathroom and the door light in order to have light on both sides of my face, so I wouldn't be in darkness halfway in the cam, half of my face, which is funny.
Oh, I've got all the lights out in the house right now. If I turned on my cam, you probably couldn't see me. So how you been?
Oh, I've been doing pretty good. Ronan, however, for the past 3 days until yesterday late afternoon, was basically being paid breakdown pay because the transmission went out in his truck.
Yeah, I've been seeing that on Twitter, or seeing him grousing on Twitter about sitting and not making any money.
Oh yeah, he hates that, and because they took him so long to fix everything, he's not home today. He won't be home tomorrow. He's not taking a day off this week to make up for it, so he can have some extra money next week.
Oh.
So,
Alex, when can we expect this Amos Yee video to hit the airwaves?
I am really, really hoping to get section 3 and 4 done tonight. There is a 5th. In fact, there might be a total of 6 sections. Honestly, I don't know if I should split it into another piece.
Well,
there is. I was sent a video, and you can consider it an expose if you like. But the problem with it is I can't 100% prove that it's Amos speaking in the video.
oh,
I can prove that the video is real and that there is 100% a conversation going on, but I cannot prove that the person on the other side of that chat is Amos Yee.
Right.
So, I mean, I want to have that in my video.
Mm-hmm.
I want it in there. Section 3 would be the response to the comments.
Gotcha.
At that section 4, what was section 4 supposed to be?
It's amazing how they all come out of the woodwork too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's been a long while since we've heard anything from Hearts of Progress or anything, but like you've noticed, put out a video and bam, out they come.
Like moths to a flame, man. Like moths to a flame. I remember when I put out the first video that I did on Heart Progress, how they just all descended in the comments section, trying to gaslight me and tell me that what I thought was, being molested was me actually wanting, to have that relationship with the. I'm like, really? Serious? Y'all just need to stop. And then all my friends came in and went, you guys, all I had to do is leave it. I didn't have to make but 1 or 2 responses. And, just this, as much as people hate the word community, the community comes together for certain things when people need help and when pedophiles are lurking about. Because when they descended into my comment section, everybody that I had ever talked to on Twitter, it seemed like everybody that watched my content, they were helping defend me in my comment section the whole time we were fighting.
I remember when Misa got kind of tackled because she'd done some content on it, and she hardly had to say anything because all of her friends descended on the comment section and started taking them apart.
Oh yeah. Can I give you guys a little bit of a teaser?
Sure.
Where did I put it now? That's the problem. I don't know where I put it. No, I finished section 2, so there it is. Hold on a second. Let me just open up this bad boy.
Okay, well, he's opening it up.
I've got it open. I've got it open.
Okay.
I found it really quickly. Let me share screen real quick. Okay. Where's it gone?
It hasn't. I have to approve it.
Okay. There you go.
Switch over.
Is it up? Yeah. So okay. This is the first part of section 2. Are you ready?
Yep.
Ready.
There you go. I just wanted to show that. Yeah.
Q versus Amos Yee.
Yeah. I just wanted to show that little bit there.
Well, her face on that is very appropriate.
Oh,
yeah. I actually took that from a GIF. Yeah, I wanted to show that bit because I built it from scratch. So there's that bit there. If you, I know I'm bad at Photoshop, but in this particular circumstance, it's not my incompetence. But the reason why Amos Yee looks like that is because his hair is ridiculous. All right, and if anybody who knows like making thumbnails with people in the thumbnail who have ridiculous hair, it's a nightmare. Right, because you're trying to make it transparent around them, right? And their hair is stupid. And have you seen Amos Yee's hair? It's stupid. Right, so I trimmed it and made him look like a woman. So
if you've seen the last 2 thumbnails where I've put my picture in it, naturally curly hair is the hardest thing to put a transparent background to because I have to wind up cutting out swatches of my hair every time. That I put myself in a thumbnail and make myself transparent. It's stupid.
Who you telling? Yeah. Naturally curly hair. Come on.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm trying to make fun of him more. But this video isn't as funny as I'd like it to be. It really isn't. You know, there's even a bit in section 1 where I'm talking to Lord Bear on the phone, and it's not enough. It's just not enough. It's nowhere near enough. This is not going to be funny at all, really. So I'm sorry, guys. When you do go to watch part 2, you won't really get a giggle out of it, really. So.
It's hard to it's hard to put any kind of funny twist on something this abhorrent.
Yes, it's very, very, very grim. I mean, I was planning on it. I had this whole idea about parodying the shit out of Amos Yee. I was going to insert lots of clips of King Jong-un in there, but it's not enough. I have to respond in the angriest way possible.
Because you know, all them Asian folks, they look all the same to me.
That's right. That's right.
I am Kim Jong-un. I fire missile to make up for small dick.
You go home now. You eat too much.
Here you have
I was going to parody him, you know. Oh, you fuck kid, to be fine. 4-year-old, good for you, yeah.
Yeah, Mumbling Mercian has a point. Talking about pedos is very hard to make funny. Yeah, it's hard to find the humor in it. It really is.
Yeah, you have to satirize it rather than parody it.
Yeah.
I mean, Brass Eye, some of the greatest like British comedy writers, they managed it to a certain degree.
Yeah.
When ripping into pedophiles. But even then, you know, it was very hit and miss with them.
I'm going to mute myself just a second because I'm going to go grab another cup of coffee. Because, like I said, I just woke up, so yeah.
You have a super chat before you go, mate.
Oh, I do. Yeah. Okay. Cryptic. Thank you for the donation. And y'all going to hell for that accent.
We know.
My Chinky accent isn't anything like my German accent. My Chinky's hello. You know, it doesn't sound anything like yeah. Essen mein Scheiße. Oh, und again.
I'll be right back.
Mein Handy. Yeah, all right, mate. All right. I would have to make my own video, but I know I would get personal and bring up my own experiences. Well, if you have to, that's what you have to do. Some of the best videos out there, people use their own personal experiences. The problem with doing that and fighting against Amos Yee is that don't get me wrong, that fucker won't accept any actual sources that debunk him. But if you use any anecdotal evidence, I mean, he definitely won't accept it then. But, you know, you're not there to make him accept it. You're making a message to all the pedos out there. And, hey, what's going on, Satsu? What's going on, man? And, Maddie, how are you? What have you been up to?
I've been doing pretty good. I've been up to, you know, fighting with the internet and fighting with the post office and otherwise finally getting to the point where I'm going to catch up clipping all of my live streams and uploading them. Yesterday was a long one, but yesterday was going through all the G7 stuff from Monday. So that's a 46-minute video just by itself.
I noticed that you threw up a clip on your Geek channel from your stream. It's about 40 minutes long.
Yeah, that's all the game releases. The game release videos for the Geek News is long because I actually play parts of the trailer to the games that are coming out, as well as tell them what platforms and what date the games are coming out at. Yeah. So that's usually a long one. I used to combine that one with the Saturday Geek News, but it just kept getting longer and longer. And I'm like, okay, I'll just.
Hey, Satsu.
But yeah.
Good to see you out there, buddy.
See you later, Carla. Have a good night at work, mate.
Yeah, Kyler. See, always glad he shows up before he goes to work. How's the baby, Satsu?
Yep. How's the little one?
How's Baba?
Besides being cute as heck.
And tiring out dad. See, now you know how it feels when we say, you know, you're not going to get much sleep through the first 3 months.
Yeah, it'll be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a good baby or a bad baby? Because good babies like every 4 hours, bad babies every 2. And woman, don't tell me no baby.
And no, Alex, no baby. Is the
tell
clock
you.
ticking, Alex? Is the clock ticking again?
Every so often, my biological clock starts ticking again. And, she's very well behaved. Good. I'm glad.
Good. That's good.
Well,
My-
at my age, if my biological clock starts ticking, I just say, "Are you freaking nuts? You're old."
Yeah. My mom had 2 laughs while I was raising our kid in her house as a single parent, because the first one was after he was born and I came home and spent the entire life. I would sleep like a log, like the dead. The whole house could fall apart around me. I would not wake up. So here I come home with the baby, and mom's looking at me. She goes, "You're nervous about something." I said, "I sleep like a log. What if I don't wake up when he Oh, you'll wake up." That's all she said. You'll wake up.
Yeah, babies are capable of reaching pitches that
Mm-hmm.
could wake up the damn dead.
The first instance of her laughing at me was I was working 3rd shift, so they would, keep an eye on him during the daytime while I slept if they didn't have to work. But I did find reasonable childcare, which is a rarity. My mom's they were off. She said, if I didn't see this, I wouldn't have believed it. You had been asleep for 2.5 hours. He woke up, started crying. You stood up, shambled to where he was at, picked him up, changed the diaper, shambled into the kitchen with him, warmed up a bottle, sat in a chair in the living room. Your eyes were closed. You were feeding him. You burped him. You put him back in the crib, and you went back to, do you remember any of that? I went, no, not really.
Badger out there in the chat telling me my biological clock is broken. Anyway, no, everything still works, dude. My wife's is broke. She says she's went through the change a long time ago. But not to mention she had her tubes tied for the second time after the third one. But yeah, when Mama Minnie was still stationed in Yuma, Arizona, and was getting ready to come home, her daughter was just newborn, and she sent her to Indiana to us. My wife went to pick her up and flew her back, to cut down on how much she was taking with her when she finally moved everybody back. So for a couple of months, it was just, or maybe a month, it was here are 2 old folks with a new baby in the house. And as you guys know, Mrs. B Wing works nights. So it was just Papaw. Hey, Misa. It was just Papaw overnight. And that little booger, little butthead, if I put her in her bassinet to sleep tonight, she would just cry and carry on. And if I put her in the bed with me, then she'd be quiet. Well, I had to be at work at 6 o'clock in the morning. I had to get some sleep somehow. So I'd pick that little. She knew what she was doing. I had to pick her up and I'd lay her on my pillow, and put my arms on the other side of her so she didn't roll off of it, because she wasn't moving too much yet at that point. She was just a little baby.
Yeah.
And I sleep with her on my pillow. Yeah, she knew what she was doing.
Yeah, they all know what they're doing.
Yeah.
When Alfie was born, I still had a job working in an office, like a car, kind of like insurance place, but it wasn't insurance. We'd sort out the vehicles and ensure that they weren't the ones at fault and that kind of thing. Not actually an insurer, but kind of like the middleman, if you will. And I got fired because I said, right, I'm not coming into work. And they're like, you are? I'm like, no, I'm not. I've been up most of the night. If I drive, I'll crash my car. They're like, oh, fine, you're fired then. I was like, oh, fuck you then. And so for that period of time in between that and finding the next job, I basically would stay up all night. It was a great compromise between me and Vanilla Bear. She'd sleep at night. I'd stay up all night and sleep in the day. I used to sit in front of his cot playing Mass Effect. And whenever he started, just paused the game, turned around and did what I had to, changed him, fed him. give him a good cuddle, burped him, that kind of stuff. I mean, there were a few times where he projectile vomited on me, of course, and I had to wake up Vanilla Bear. I was like, "Woman, wake up! It's everywhere! It's everywhere!" You know, it was on the bedding and everything. You know, but yeah, that was a great compromise. You know, it's a great way for us to work together.
To this day, that granddaughter, who's, oh my gosh, what is she? Almost 10 now? Some around 10. She'll say, "Tell me the story, hey, Papa, how I slept on your pillow." Tell me the story how I slept on your pillow. Yeah, it cost me a lot of sleep, you little doofus.
But when Alfie was younger as well, like there were times where he wouldn't sleep, like for naps and stuff, and even at nighttime. And to get him to go to sleep, I had to either be laid down or sat, you know, in a comfortable chair, and he'd have to basically go to sleep on my chest.
Yeah,
I missed those days.
Oh, some of my best favorite moments is when my kids and my grandkids fell asleep on me, and of course, Papa would fall asleep as well. You know, there's nothing like a sleeping baby to make you sleepy.
Yeah, my dad tried to play off the whole grandkid thing because he kept saying that he didn't want anything to do with the grandkid. He didn't want anything to do with the grandkid. And so Mom and I are in the kitchen one day, and we hear, "Hey, Boogie, how you doing, boo-boo? What's going on, little man? What's going on, little guy? What's going on, boo-boo?" Mom and I looked at each other. We went down the hallway. My son was laying on their bed, and my dad had his face like less than 3 inches from my son's face going, "Hey, Boogie, what's up, dude?" And Mom goes, "What are we witnessing?" I said, "I don't know, because Grandpa doesn't mess with the baby." My dad looked up and went, "Go to hell."
Oh, there's no, if you're a feeling person, there's no way. There's no way. I mean, my grandkids were born and instantly had me wrapped around their finger. No question. I'll admit it.
He always tried to act tough, but he wasn't. We caught him on several occasions when it was raining outside, sitting in the bay window with my son in his crossed legs, looking out the window, watching it rain. So I'm like, yeah, we know where Grandpa is right now.
Yeah, Owen Harmon says, when my daughter was born, I was credit underwriter for BP. If anyone called me, I used to answer and say, "What do you want?" I was vile. I get it. Lack of sleep will do it. I remember those days. Even though my children are all grown, I remember them very well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. In fact, Vanilla Bear, she will be able to remind me what actually happened with Alfie when he was younger. He had to be in hospital overnight on a nebulizer.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what exactly happened. He had like a really bad cough and stuff, and his oxygen was really down. I had to stay with him. Well, I mean, I volunteered because, you know, he's my little boy, and he back then he was definitely a daddy's boy. You know, I stayed with him overnight, you know, and they gave me this god awful chair thing. It was, you know, pull out couches, right? It was a pull out chair, and it wasn't very good. It's very uncomfortable, you know. The mattress thing they had on it was incredibly thin. Mm-hmm. So, you know, the second I laid on it, I was basically laid on wood.
Right.
And, you know, they woke me up when the one time I managed to get to sleep that night, I get woken up by a nurse. Right, it's time to give him his nebulizer, and he threw the biggest fit ever, you know. And I had to get on his hospital bed, lay down on it, put him on my chest again, and calm him down until he fell asleep, you know, again afterwards. So I hated that, man. Like,
the people, if rest is what you're wanting, don't put yourself in a hospital, because you're not going to get any rest while you're in there.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Amen. But yeah, like I had to pin him so he would have the nebulizer, you know, and the bloody thing was making him hyper, you know. So I'm like, lay down, you know. And as much as he makes me mad and annoys me and interrupts me and stuff, I hate playing the bad guy. Yep. I hate, because I always feel guilty afterwards.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel you.
Yeah.
Oh, my allergies, man, they haven't acted up that bad all year, but boy, today. Landlord cut the grass, and for some reason it smelled extra strong. Even my wife smelled it. So, man, that smells strong. And then my allergies have just went off ever since. So if you hear me cough, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but it's allergies.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. But other than what I've told you, dude, today I've just did the grocery shopping. And that's it, really. You know, come home and started smashing this video.
Yeah, I've been a bad boy. I should be recording.
Bad.
Yeah,
You do this every week.
I know. I should be recording footage for Redneck track. I've got half of it recorded. I've got to record a little bit to fill it out. But I got off on replaying 7 Days to Die.
When he should be making his video so that he's not rushing it on Saturday.
Well,
Blookwing.
I turned it on yesterday thinking, well, I'll just play a couple hours. I'll be good. And next thing I know, and anybody that games knows exactly what this is like. Next thing I know, I look at the clock and it's midnight. Oh, crap, I got to go to bed.
Yep. It's like the last time Ronan was home, he'd play 7 Days to Die. And I'm not so much interested in 7 Days to Die, but I will open up and play Don't Starve, and I'll play Don't Starve together with friends. But it's I open up Don't Starve, and I'm like, I'm just going to, see how far I get over here. I'm just going to see if I can get this built up over here. 5 hours later, you're like, oh, shit, I haven't taken anything out for dinner.
Well, I love
Be right back.
Okay. I love 7 Days to Die, but they come out with Alpha 17, the new build. Oh, real quick, thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. And let's get that up there. Redneck allergies are from sniffing their sister. But anyway, I do love it, but when Alpha 17 first hit, it wouldn't run on my computer. It wasn't very well optimized.
Yeah.
And it would not run. Well, I've got it running now, but my gosh, have they made a lot of changes. And I'm not sure I'm a fan of all the changes, but trying to get through. And I'm the kind of gamer, I'm stubborn. I'm like, if this is whooping me, I'm going to stay at it till it doesn't whoop me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm the same
and I have it set where it takes an hour and a half, 90 minutes of real time to get through one in-game day. So that way I have more time to go loot and to get ready for Horde Night,
Yeah.
And I was playing along, having a good old time, dying left and right. And because they fixed the pathing on the zombies, and I'm like, stand still, you squirrely suckers! I'm trying to hit you, but so I looked at the clock and it said midnight. I said, "Oh crap! What happened? Where'd the time go? I was supposed to do Redneck Trek tonight. Ah, got it."
Right? It's like the last time we had. When we were back in the roach trap, which is what I unaffectionately call it, and Ronan and
I've lived in those places.
Ronan and I decided we're just going to stream a couple hours. We're just going to stream like Lord of the Rings just for a couple hours. That way, anybody that's really not familiar with the game knows what the game looks like. So I cranked it up on the Beast, and he cranked it up on his Potato, and he's playing with me. So shared the microphone like we usually do. And we're playing and we're showing everybody what the graphics look like and how the fights look like and, how much fun it is to do mounted combat, because you can actually do mounted combat in Lord of the Rings. And the next thing we know, it's like 6 hours later and I'm looking at him. I'm like, honey, yeah, it's 6 o'clock. We haven't eaten anything. He went, oh, shit.
Yeah, I've spent many a late night playing video games and not realize it's late. Because it's like you look at the clock, okay, well, it's starting to get late, but just a little bit more. And you look at the clock, it's starting to get a little late. Okay, just a little bit more. And then before you know it, oh, shoot, I should have been to bed 2 hours ago. Thank you, Owen Harmon, for the donation. Let's get that up there. And I nearly missed a university final exam because I was playing Morrowind. I regret nothing. Yeah, dude, I feel you. I do feel you.
For fuck's sake.
There's a reason somebody mentioned, it was, I think it was Owen Harmon or somebody. There's a reason why I don't play games like Dark Souls and stuff. I've never played it. I've never even started because, yeah, I know me. And I get it from my dad. Back when I was a teenager, I used to have this board game called Dark Tower, and it was like you fight orcs and stuff. And there's an actual board, but in the middle of the board, there's a battery operated Dark Tower that when you make certain moves, you push the buttons on it, and it tells you how the combat comes out. Right. So I had that, and I played my dad, and I just whooped him mercilessly and beat him several games in a row. At the time, we had a camper trailer out in the yard. Dad took that board game, took it out in the camper trailer by himself for hours. We didn't see him. We did not see him for hours. He was out there playing it until he was sure he could beat me at it. And then called me out there to play him a game, beat me soundly, and never played the game again.
Oh my God. When I was with my second husband, he played what was it called? That Empire game from Microsoft, where we could be the Teutonic Knights or the Chinese Army or whatever. I forgot what it was called. I'm sure somebody in the chat will get it. But he wanted to play against me, and he wound up walling all of my gates, and I wound up cussing him from my office because he would play from the living room. So a couple of weeks after, when I decided I was going to play him again, he got frustrated with me. I think it's Rise of Empires, I think. And he got frustrated with me, and I heard him go, "Wait a minute, where are your houses? You have all this population count, but you don't have any house. How did you do this? Did you hack the game?" I said, "I'm playing the Mongol army. They're nomads. They don't need houses. Are you mad I'm beating your butt for a change?" He went, "Shut up. Age of Empires." That's it. Thank you, Devil Fruit. Age of Empires.
Oh, great game.
Oh, yeah.
J Wolf says that he had that game. Yeah, it was fun, wasn't it? It was very fun.
Was it Age of Empires or was it Empire Earth?
No, it's Age of Empires.
Let me finish the question, Maddie.
Oh, sorry.
Where you start off in the Stone Age and you progress your little civilization all the way up until like the futuristic, robot fighting age. So like a top-down RTS.
Well, there were a few games like that. I think Age of Empires was one of them, and I played it.
I'm sure Age of Empires was one of them. Empire Earth was another one.
There was one called Rise of Nations that was like that.
Never played that, Rise of Nations. Empire Earth, Cynic confirms it.
Okay. And I was just going to say, of course, all the Civilization games are like that. Yeah. So
it wasn't the Civilization games I was referencing because they're not real-time strategy, are they? They're turn-based strategy.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Age of Empires was basically set in medieval times or around certain eras, and you played within that era depending on, you chose armies, and each armies either had advantages or disadvantages depending on how historically those armies worked.
Mm.
And on that note, if you guessed 63 minutes, you were right, because it's that time. I'll be right back.
And of course, anybody who has a Humble Bundle account or just is interested in Humble Bundle, because they always do good deals from time to time, they have Dirt Rally on for free at the moment. I believe it's free for a limited time, which it is, yes. But if you like your rally games, it's also 50% off Dirt Rally 2.0, which is actually quite an expensive game. It's quite pricey on Steam. And it's on Humble Bundle right now, half price, £32 and 39. Sorry, 39 pounds. Sorry, 32 pounds. Oh my god, I can't read today. 32 pounds and 49 pence. And on Steam, I've seen it before, and I'm sure it's super. Don't disappear when I'm writing it. Oh, yeah, that's why, because I put Dirty Rally. The Dirt Rally 4 is like £45. Dirt Rally 2.0 is £45. The Dirt Bundle's 103 freaking pounds. So, like, if you wanted it a bit cheaper, Humble Bundle has stuff on for a lot cheaper as well. I have Soul Calibur 6 on for £17 at the moment. I'm just relaying this to you guys because I saw it all in my email I had from them earlier. Or Friday the 13th, the game is on for £3.09p. That's 80% off. That's a bargain. I mean, it's not my sort of game, but it's still a bargain. Of course, Sword Art Online would be 75% off.
Exactly.
Oh, dear. Well, that's the problem with anime games. They're just a cash grab for the most part, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear. I want Mord. Is it Mordhau or Mordau? I never know how to pronounce it.
I have no clue.
Like a battle royale, medieval kind of game. I'm still wanting that, but I'm waiting for it to go on a deal.
What is it?
Mordhau or Mordau? And
Oh, I think I've seen that. Is it on
Yeah.
Steam?
yeah, it's on Steam. It's on for like 23 something. I've heard a very mixed response. I would like to give it a go, but I'm not paying that for it.
Yeah. Well, I did notice they had No Man's Sky for sale like half price recently. I don't know if they still do, but it's still, I didn't have the money for it. And I was kicking myself. I'm like, I want that game. I want to try it.
I was like, as much as people complained about that game, there's a lot of people playing the game.
Well, I think
yeah.
they fixed quite a bit of their issues. From my understanding, I have no idea. I've never played it, so I don't know.
Yeah, they fixed a butt ton of stuff, man. I bought it before this recent huge update that they had. And yeah, it was definitely fixed. Yeah, it's not on for half price anymore. It's on for £39.99 pounds.
Yeah, and don't worry, folks. I will get the footage recorded tonight. It's really not much. It's just that I actually recorded half of this week's last week, not knowing that's what I did. I didn't use all the footage that I had recorded, and so I don't have too much to do. I'm trying to figure out a bit. You know, remember the bathroom scene?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out something like that because this week's episode needs something like that. I can just see it. I can just feel it needs it, but I haven't got to figure it out yet. But we'll come up with something. Anyway, video games, yeah. Time sinks and they'll fool you.
Oh yeah.
You know, I have all these games installed right now. You know, I've got the first Subnautica, Below Zero. I have a very, very old game, Zeus and Poseidon, both of those installed. The city building games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got those installed through GOG. I've got The Sims 3, as you know. Grand Theft Auto 5, which I've been playing a lot of recently. Not the last like 2 days or whatever, but I've been playing that a lot. I have this anime game called Dead or School, which I really, really, really want to play, but I just need to get the energy to
I'll still go back and play Civ 5 every once in a while, you know, and that's getting pretty long in the tooth.
Heck, I'll go back and fire up because now that they had it on, I think it was Steam, and I got it because it was only for $2-3. I'll go back and play Republic Commando on the computer when it used to be an Xbox game.
And there's a game that if my Xbox 360 was still functional, I'd still go back called Too Human.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like it. I loved it. I loved Too Human. I would still go back and play it because it was fun. If it's fun, why not?
Oh yeah, I remember the original Battlefront game because it was on Xbox. I played it with my kid, and I would play it by myself and leave. And then there was one day my kid was like, "Mom, I need help. How do you do the space battles?" I'm a kid, so I come out and I'm like, "Well, this is here. Give me the controller. Just watch my hands, and this is how you do this, and this is how you dogfight, and you go here." And it's 20 minutes later, "Mom, it's my game. Can I play again?" Oh, there you go.
By the way, the game Project Cars 2, which is actually one of the very, very few esports driving games out there, that's usually really expensive, is 75% off on Humble Bundle right now.
Oh.
For £17.49p. So you have to do the translate it, but that's really cheap. This game is over £70 usually.
Wow. Yeah, games are expensive these days. Of course, I can remember when, consoles were really starting to be a thing, with, playing video games at home. And I'd see games for like $15-20. And I thought then, oh my God, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Atari 2600 with Defender, Pac-Man, it's Space Invaders.
Yeah. I had an Intellivision that I played the heck out of. But Owen Harmon says Civ 5, we all love it. Yeah, dude. I have Civ 6. J-Kid bought it for me, and I've played it some. I just can't get the hang. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like a Civ game. I loved all the previous ones, and I had them all. Civ 1 came on a floppy disk. That's how old it is. Came on a floppy disk. It wasn't even a CD.
Yeah. I remember going over to a friend's house and he was playing, I forgot which RPG game he was playing, but it took 5, 6 or 7 discs. And once he got to a point in the game, it would go, please eject this disc and put in disc number such and such to continue your adventure. And we're like, wow, be there for hours watching him switch discs and play for like half an hour, just have to switch discs out again.
Oh God, I remember having a few games like that. Like all the Final Fantasy games were like that, weren't they?
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 were like that. You had to stop it and then take the disc out and put in the next one when you finish that disc. Pain in the backside, it really was.
I remember a game that I had that was called the Black Dahlia. And it was based on the Black Dahlia murder case.
Ooh.
And very interesting game. It had some live action. You know, back in the, what was it, the 90s, you'd have games that have some live action in them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like that. It had like 6 or 7 discs, you know, always changing. It was very interesting. It covered the Black Dahlia case, but it had it put a supernatural twist on it. You know, like you're investigating the case and whatnot. But, yeah, I like that game because if you made the guy turn around, the main character, he'd actually, once you do that, if you made him turn in circles, he'd get dizzy and his head would start spinning and tell you to stop it.
I
love games that had that feature, you know. Sorry, go on, Maddie. You say what you want to, and then I'll say what I was going to say.
Okay, I got when I got Baldur's Gate for the PS2, I had picked a ninja for the character to go through the game, and I put it down, didn't pause it. I put it down, went into the kitchen to get me a snack and stuff, and I was in the middle of making a sandwich. When I swear to God, the character said, if you do not pick up that controller and continue playing this game, I'm going to beat you with it. And I'm like, did I just get threatened by my own character?
You said first, real quick, Badger, I don't know why your name's not showing up blue for me, but you are a moderator now. So just to let you know. I have no idea why it's not showing up blue. Maybe because it's so long. Alex, you said you like games that had that feature. You were talking.
Oh yeah. When you selected the character and it pissed them off. Like the first StarCraft game, if you kept selecting like one of the heroes over and over again, they'd go, "What do you want?"
Yeah.
They'd have a go at you. And I'm fairly sure there was a couple of Command and Conquer games where they had that as well.
Yep.
Yeah. By the way, EA have a lot to answer for destroying the Command and Conquer series.
Oh, they have a lot to answer for.
Yeah.
What was the original dev called? Was it Westworld? It's West something.
I don't know. I still have them. I have several of them on a compilation DVD.
Set. the first decade, as it's called.
Yeah.
What they did with Tiberium Twilight was an abomination. They just ruined all of it in that one game. Westwood, that's it. Westwood Studios. They just destroyed. I mean, well, to be fair, Red Alert 3 was also an abomination as well. That was a big sign that it was going downhill from there. And Tiberium Twilight just completely decimated everything that game is all about. You know, these annoying gay mobile bases where you are limited. Stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Some of my most favorite games, if you look at them now, would look very bad by today's graphic standards and the play and everything. But man, they were so much fun back in the day. There was I mentioned the Intellivision. It had Dungeons and Dragons, which by today's standards was very bad looking. I mean, very pixelated, just a few pixels here and there, you know, and all the corridors looked the same, you know, those early 3D games.
Yeah.
But Doom was like that.
Man, I spent hours playing that game.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah, Doom was very much like that, though, wasn't it? You know.
Yeah. Let's not forget the very first Star Wars game for the console, where you had to navigate. Well, 3D, but the walls were like light blocks. as you
Yeah.
were
Mhm.
going toward it. Yeah, let us not forget that. Those wonderful graphics.
And then there was another. It was another one of them games that had several DVDs. Wing Commander.
Yes.
Oh man, that was a good one. I had one of them. I forget which one of the Wing Commanders it was, but it actually had. What's his name? Luke Skywalker himself was a part of this game. What's his name? The actor, Mark Harmon, was
Mark
actually in the
Hamill?
game.
Mark Hamill.
Hamill. Yeah, I said Harmon, didn't I? Good, good.
It's all
Well,
right.
one mark's the same as the next. It's a mark.
That's close enough.
You mentioned Cynical Lindsay mentioned Silent Hill, man. I never played it. I saw a friend play it. The game I had, of course, was the first Resident Evil game, which will go down in history as just an iconic game. Really, I mean, everybody remembers the scripted scene where you're going down the hallway and the dogs jump through the bloody window at you. You know, I mean, almost everybody was
That
made
still
to jump
gets
out
me
of
to
their skin.
this. That still gets me to this day. J-Kid had downloaded the original version on his PS4, and I was playing it and got to that scene, and it still gets me. I know it's coming. You can hear them walking, their little claws hitting the pavement on the outside, and when they jump through that window, it gets me every time I'll jump.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Yeah. But yeah, you look at the original version of that, and graphically it looks awful, terrible.
I mean, I never liked them anyway. I never liked the Resident Evil games.
Oh, I loved them. I loved the first two. After that, they started kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I played the heck out of 4, but I don't know. It really wasn't a Resident Evil game anymore because it wasn't zombies, you know.
Yeah,
but
I can't remember the first horror game that truly appealed to me. You know, like I didn't like Resident Evil. I didn't like how how you had to play the game. It wasn't because it was scary. I mean, obviously, you know me, I'm terrified of horror games and stuff, but like I do like some horror games, as you know, like I love Dying Light to pieces. There's a couple other ones as well that I've played that I adored, but I can't remember the first. Maybe it was the Alien game.
Might have been the first horror game that really grabbed a hold of me because of it had a great atmosphere and everything, and it was just a point and click game. You remember those?
Yeah.
There was a really famous one. Started with an M. Anyway, it was just a point and click. It was Shivers.
Of course, my audio cuts out.
Oh,
are you still there?
Again. He can't hear us.
Yeah.
Now I'm back.
Right.
Are you back?
No, Cynical Lindsay says Alien Isolation. No, how young are you to say that? No, I'm talking about the first ever. Well, I wouldn't say it was the first ever Alien game. There was a game that came out probably in the 90s where it was based on Alien 1, Aliens, and Alien 3.
Thank you, Devil Mist Zero. Yes, Mist was what I was thinking of. Oh boy, I loved Mist. Sorry, Alex, go ahead.
Yeah, and they had just hundreds of missions, and it was so bad. It looked so bad as well. You know, it just looked awful. It looked so bad. Like the graphics were just terrible. You know, pixelated as anything. You had like a little radar, you know, to make sure that face huggers wouldn't get you. You know, or aliens would jump at you. Like the devs clearly run out of like ideas because at least one mission was you walking from one end to the other of a hallway. And that was it. I shit you not.
I don't know if you two ever played this, but I did, and I'm a huge fan. Jack Gunsky. I know he misspelled it, but I know he meant Grim Fandango. Oh my gosh, great game!
I haven't played it. Fantastic. I didn't play it, but actually, here's a. I was commissioned to make a strategy book for that. A walkthrough book for the game. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about when you say that, and I'm like, okay, I've got to find the game because I have got to play it one of these days because it looks like it's going to be an absolute blast.
It is absolutely great. They've done a new version, you know, updated the graphics and on it since because it's an old game, but it's a game that doesn't take itself seriously, breaks the fourth wall constantly. And there's just as much comedy as there is anything else in it. You know,
I think the first horror game I was introduced to was Bendy and the Ink Machine. And then from there, one of my friends named Panina, she dared me to play one of the Five Nights at Freddy's games. And I realized that if it is a jump scare game, I can't deal with it. I
don't
can't
like
play
jump
it
scares.
because I was on stream because she wanted me to stream it. And within 20 minutes, I was shaking. I was hysterical. I was crying. I couldn't keep playing the game because I didn't want to at all. But I figured out that the horror games that I like are the ones where you know the monster is after you and you have to be quiet and you have to be sneaky while you're figuring out a mystery. So games like Amnesia, Bendy and the Ink Machine, stuff like that, I love playing those games.
Jack Gunsky says the remastered version is very good. It is. If you guys have never played Grim Fandango, do it. You will not regret it. It's absolutely lovely game. It's very fun. Manny Calavera. You play a character that is you're one of the kind of like one of the Grim Reapers. It's you're in the land of the dead, and it's styled on the Mexican kind of Land of the Dead kind of graphic. And it's your job to collect souls, and it's just really hilarious. It's really funny. Very good game. But the first horror games that probably grabbed a hold of me and got me interested were the Shivers games. And like I said, they were just point and click, and especially Shivers 2. And there is gameplay on YouTube if you want to look it up, believe it or not, because they're very old games. You've been stranded in this mountain village. There's no way out. You're part of a band in a van, like a rock and roll band, but you're trying to figure out this mystery. There's a killer on the loose, and you wouldn't think a point and click game could be that scary, but the atmosphere and the background music, and like you'll be looking around in this room, hunting for clues, which is what you do in point and clicks.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the phone just rings. And it just the timing of it and the atmosphere, you're like, oh crap, I don't want to answer that. I don't want to answer
Exactly.
it. I don't want to. But of course you do answer the phone, and it'll be whoever the killer is that you're trying to find is on the other end of the phone.
Yeah.
Very good games. Very good.
Yeah.
There actually is gameplays because I've looked them up. But
yeah, I
love that game. To me, scary is more than jump scares, because jump scares is just, to me, I call them startles. That's not scary. That's just a startle. It catches you unawares. Scary is where it builds the atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And makes you have that feeling of dread of like, I really don't want to go around this corner.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the way Amnesia is for me. It's like the first time I streamed it. There's this one part in the game where you have to get across the room without getting in the water because there's a monster in the water. Well, I didn't realize this. So the first time the monster started attacking, my voice went up a couple of octaves, and somebody literally wrote in the live chat, the part of Mickey Mouse tonight will be played by Maddie, because apparently my voice hit that pitch and I sounded like Mickey Mouse. And I'm like, oh, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot.
By the way, the Microsoft store is looking to re-release Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition.
Oh, I liked Age of Empires, yeah.
Yeah, I think they have the first one. Yeah, they have the Definitive Edition Age of Empires, and the second one appears to be coming soon.
There was a kind of related game that was out at the same time as Age of Empires came out that was called A Bridge Too Far. It was a World War II military, but it was top down, and it was very much graphically looked like that. That was very good. And I still have it on originals. I still have the original Resident Evil on the original CD.
Ooh.
I still have it. It will not work on Windows 10. Because it was only in those days, there was only a handful of graphics cards that could play it.
Yeah.
And so it only had those specific graphic cards on it. So unless you have one of those old, like Matrox, which was a huge graphic card back in the day. But how many of you have even heard the name of Matrox?
Not me.
But that was a big one back in the early days of computer gaming. And so unless you've got one of those video cards, you can't play it. But I have it. I do have it. I've tried to get it to work by fooling it, but I couldn't get it to. Nah. But no, games, love them. I will be I get the, I've told you all before. Sometimes playing games, people say, "You're how old and you still play video games, dude?" They will get me to quit playing video games when they pry the controller out of my cold, dead hands.
Exactly.
My generation will be the first one. You go into the old folks' home and they'll be piping in Black Sabbath over the intercom, and we'll all be sitting around the TV in the common room playing video games. We won't know what we're playing. We'll have no idea what we're doing, but we'll be playing.
Yeah. If I may give an update about Dorian, being the news chick that I am.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2 minutes ago out of the Weather Service Key West special marine warning is in effect until 4:45 p.m. Eastern. A strong thunderstorm was located over Steamboat Channel, moving southwest at 15 knots. So Dorian is headed to Florida. Please be on the lookout for that.
Yep. So if you're in Florida, better batten down the hatches.
Mm-hmm. The latest as of 3 hours ago, Dorian updates as of 11 a.m. Max winds are still at 85 miles an hour, and the track remains mostly unchanged, headed toward Florida. Reminder, do not focus solely on the cone. Whenever you see the pictures of the forecast cone, impacts can still be felt well outside of it. Follow hurricanes.gov for updates. Please stay safe, guys. And if you are told to evacuate, don't stay, leave. Houses can be rebuilt. You cannot be resuscitated.
But how can I shoot at the storm if I don't stay behind?
Right. You cannot be revived is what I'm trying to say. Houses can be rebuilt, but you can't be brought back from the dead.
Yes, sir. And you want to come to America, don't you, Alex?
Yes, sir. Yeah, of course I do. I don't care if you've got mad weather. The madder, the better.
Bring it on.
I ain't going back to Florida, though.
I'll have you out standing out there with your shotgun shooting at the tornadoes with me in no time.
This sounds like a wonderful time. And it does.
Yeah.
Get out of my yard, you freaking twister.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's totally do it.
We'd have the most rocking fucking retirement home ever. You walk in and every room would have at least one computer. What do you guys do that for? We play together.
Yeah. Because what a lot of you guys don't recall, or you don't know, or you fail to understand, my generation, the late boomers, which is what I am, the late boomers was the first generation to do video games. We did them. We were the first gamers. So why is it surprising when we're still playing?
Right?
Yeah. I mean, before there was Nintendos and Ataris and everything in your house, there were quarter machines. Oh, the quarters I spent.
Oh, me too.
If I had all the quarters back that I spent in the mid to late 70s in the arcades, I'd be a rich man. I wouldn't have to worry about retirement.
I have 2 words for you, Papa. Pinball games.
Oh my. I was all over there every time I'd go to the bowling alley.
Mm-hmm. I'd bug my parents for quarters just to play the pinball games.
Yeah. My buddies would say, you want to go to the bowling alley? Sure. And we wouldn't going to go bowl.
No,
because the bowling alley also had a games section where you'd go shoot pool or play pinball.
Yep. My parents would take me because they bowled in a league, and one of her before I even asked, one of her friends was like, "Is she going to be pestering us? How do you get her to stop pestering us?" Dad goes, "Like this. Here's a $5 bill. Go have fun at the arcade." Yay!
Yep.
Run off.
And I can tell you, Jen, the answer to that question, yes. He's familiar with Monty Python. He's British, of course. He's watched Monty Python.
Are we talking about me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it Jen that's saying that?
Yeah.
Hey, shut up, Jen.
I mean, aren't they a national treasure in the UK?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I guess so, but not so much these days, I'd say.
They're still around. Some of them are still about. They're getting pretty long in the tooth at this point, but they're still about.
Yeah, but those movies and clips from the flying circus will never die. Oh my God. I
Every
remember showing them to my kid and him laughing his butt right out of his chair in the office.
every once in a while, and you can find them if you look. Every once in a while, I'll go back and watch old episodes of the Flying Circus just to laugh.
Yeah.
They're still funny.
Is EVL1 in the chat?
I have not seen him. That does not mean he's not.
Well, I'll wait a moment to see whether he appears. And Necrosa Collins says, hey, Bloodwing is the last meal. Oh, my God.
His last meal today called dinner or supper. It's supper in my house, dude. Dinner's lunch.
Don't you get it? You have breakfast, second breakfast, 11sies, lunch, dinner, and supper. That's the way it works. Just keep up.
But yeah, I do know it's different. Heck, it's different in different parts of the U.S.
Oh yeah,
it's different in different parts of the UK too.
Yeah,
as I tried to explain to Mr. Collins, shitbag that he is. Oh dear. What else has been going on? What should we cover?
Well, I was looking at my hashtag, B-Wing News, because I know that there were some people that sent me some news because I seen it the other day on Twitter, but now I can't find it.
No,
but I don't know what happened to it.
I need to watch some anime.
You need to watch some anime.
Yeah, I've not watched any for about 3 days, and you can tell.
Are you jonesing?
I'm jonesing. No, but I need to finish this video. I'm gonna get it done tonight. I'm gonna get it finished, and I'll make it available to the members tonight too. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I got to figure out how I'm going to splice together something because I was watching a video from Sinatra where he responded to a bunch of quote unquote comedians in a very unfunny feminist slanted video. And I literally started out my video by going, okay, let's see what's on YouTube. Oh, Sinatra has a new video. Clicked on it as soon as it started. Oh no. So the whole next clip is going to be me because it's, oh no, I need coffee for this. So the next segment is going to be clips of me making coffee, stirring up a coffee cup and sitting down at the desk.
That does remind me. You all know it's been a long while since I've done a reaction video.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done one for a while. I haven't seen anything that really triggered me, made me want to, but lately, I don't know whether I'll do it or not, but it's sure tempting. Maybe one thing you don't know, I know Alex knows this because we've talked before. I like some of those top 10 channels,
Who doesn't?
Right. And but there's one that I particularly kind of like, but this video seriously missed the mark. The channel's called Top Tens, ends with a Z. It's a British guy that is the narrator. He's the host. But it's the top 10 things that Americans believe that is a lie.
Really?
And so I'm like, okay, I'll bite. And I didn't even get past the first one before I'm like, what Americans do you know, dude? This is not a top 10s video. This is not a factual. What this is a top 10 things that people outside of America think Americans believe, but they really don't. That's what this is.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. The very first one, the first one he did, that Americans believe that is a lie, is that we got into World War II to save the Jews.
What?
Yeah.
I've never actually heard that one.
No. I've never, ever, I've heard some stupid people say stupid things, but I've never. Simon Whistler. Thank you, Deck Train. You know exactly who I was talking about. I do like a lot of their content. And they've got another channel called Today I Found Out, which is very interesting. Like gives you the facts behind, like, McDonald's or, this company or why
That's
they
actually
done
quite
that.
a good idea.
Yeah. But we got into what? Every American that I'm aware of knows that we got into World War II because of Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
I mean, Pearl Harbor Day is a big deal around here.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, before you said that, I was going to retort with, you know, Mark Dice has done those videos where he's gone out and he's spoken to like random people on the street. And of course, there are those MTV videos where they interview people on the street and they ask like Americans like where something is or why something happened in history. But then you said that and I was like, I've never heard that before.
My American followers out there in the chat, anybody, have any of you ever heard that?
No.
And it gets worse from there. That's not the only thing. There was 10 of them. The only thing that was even close to truth is he talked about the WMDs that we were supposed to find in Iraq, right?
Yeah.
But it covered some really, really stupid stuff. And I was like, dude, do you really think Americans believe this? And if you look in the comment section, it's just one after another, like, nobody believes this. What are you talking about? You're an idiot.
Yeah, that's not, I've never heard that ever. Ever. And I've seen a lot of those videos where they ask dumb people questions.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is that at the time we got into World War II, nobody wanted to believe that was going on with the Jews. Nobody wanted to believe it. And in fact, it wasn't publicly believed or announced across the board until the Russians liberated the first concentration camp, because nobody wanted to think that was really going on, even in Germany. Good God. Don't get me started. It's if you want some frustration, go give that one a watch. It's on a channel called Top Tens, and there is not one grain of truth in that entire video. And I'm like, this sounds like something, because America's hated by the world by and large. We're that country that everybody loves to hate. It's all right. We got big shoulders. It's okay. We can take it.
Yep.
But some of you have a bit of a chip on your shoulder too.
Yeah, well, some people everywhere have a chip on their shoulders, but
that Lord Bear video, for example. Oh my God!
It sounds like this Simon fella. It's just a video of what people outside of America believe Americans believe. People that the only thing they know about America is what they see on the news and what comes out of the East and West Coast.
Yeah,
they don't really know America.
That seems like a video my dad doesn't need to be watching because he'll have an aneurysm.
Oh, it is so bad. He got into General Custer. What was it he said about Custer? What was it we supposedly believe? That he was this big hero that did this, this, that, and the other. Excuse me, we all know he was an idiot.
Yep.
His scouts tried to tell him not to move forward, not to go into the Little Bighorn. It was a trap.
Yep.
Don't go. It's a trap. Guess what? It was a trap. The idiot deserved to die.
Well, anything with history, you shouldn't be going to top 10 videos for history anyway.
Yeah.
You should be going to history channels for that kind of thing. Alternate History Hub. Those are two good examples of very well-made content.
Well, this channel does a lot of historical top 10s, and for a lot of them are accurate, or at least accurate enough.
Yeah.
But that one, oh my gosh, I've never seen a video so off point and so inaccurate. It's terrible. And the bad thing is that people outside of America will believe that.
Yeah.
They'll believe that crap. Oh, them stupid Americans. Look what they believe.
Well, hopefully most people will just go to the comments section and realize how fucking stupid they are. But
I had to scroll forever before I found one positive comment on that video. He was getting eat alive.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
And of course, never responded to a single comment that I found.
Yeah, see, that's stupid. See, I think I have a fair amount of experience with Americans who have gotten rather angry with me because they misinterpreted the point of a video or the point of a statement that I make. But I don't make that judgment across all Americans because that's fucking stupid. Making generalizations about people is fucking stupid.
Well,
people in the chat, let me ask you this. Do you guys remember the first Lord Bear video? The first one, first one I ever made. It was the Battle of Berkeley. I want to see how many people remember that video.
I think I remember it.
I mean, the trope of the ugly American has a basis in reality. It does.
The ugly American?
Yeah.
That's not a stereotype. There are two stereotypes for Americans in the UK. One, you're fat.
Well, that's true.
Where there isn't, that's not too far from the truth. I've been to America. I've seen y'all. In fact, no, there are three that you all have perfect teeth. You don't. I've been to Florida and New York. You're fucking down, you lying bastards. You haven't got better dentistry than us. And the other one is that you're all beautiful. Thank you very much.
Well, I mean, some of us are.
well, you're beautiful. Buffwang. Give me a kiss.
Yeah, no, Alex. The ugly American is a trope, and it's that idea that all Americans are very crass, rude, loud,
uncouth.
Yeah. And that has some basis in fact.
No, I've never heard that as a trope or a stereotype.
We hear it over here.
Ugly. The main two are that you're fat and that you're or beautiful. So like you've all got big white smiles. You've got your country's full of big titty blonde bitches wearing Confederate bikinis, which I'm not mad at. I'm always happy to see that kind of thing, as you can imagine. Yeah, but yeah, it's Hollywood that perpetuates both of those things.
And that's what I felt like that video that I was talking about. They've watched too many movies, and then they think that's what we think. And then
the UK is fat. The UK is fat. We're getting just as bad as you lot at the minute.
Deck Train asked me, have I seen the miniseries Gunslingers at episodes of the Wild West Outlaws and Lawmen? No, I have not, but I will look for it because I do enjoy that. Yeah.
And yeah, it's well, the thing, there's actually a couple of stereotypes about English people. Is that we have the same stereotype as you guys have, is that we're loud and crass. Scots don't really have that. The Welsh and Irish don't really have that. They have their own stereotypes, like the Scots are all drug addicts, alcoholics, and they can't speak correctly. The Irish are all alcoholic Catholics that beat their wives, and the Welsh are all sheep shaggers, as you know.
Jen says Canada isn't much better, but yeah, you all get fat up there to protect yourself from the cold, don't you? You all live in igloos, don't you? Yeah,
I'm loud, I'm crass. But then again, I'm an honorary redneck. As Bloodwing says, redneck isn't just an American thing. You can have redneck traits, yeah. Like me, I smoke on the toilet. I am very, very loud. Once upon a time, I was very much a hey y'all, watch this type of person. And believe me, I've got the scars and the bumps and lumps.
Every teenage boy goes through the hold my beer phase.
Oh, yeah. This wasn't when I was a teenager. I mean, it was when I was a teenager.
Board, all across the world, all teenage boys go through that. The thing is, rednecks never grow out of that.
Yeah.
Also, I've got this one guy that I watch. He's also a streamer, and he puts his clips on his channel over here, and he does play League of Legends. He's over in the UK. I'm not going to say his name, but he'll be playing, and all of a sudden something happens, and it's like his UK accent turns Southern because literally it disappears, and he goes, damn. And I'm looking at the screen like, did he just say that with a Southern drawl? Let me back this up and do this again.
Yeah, just had to correct Dectran there in the chat as he put my name in all caps. Yeah, just a reminder. I've been to America.
I'm absolutely the last person to talk about good dentistry.
Yeah. Your teeth are just as, if not worse than ours. All right, because you fuckers put sugar in everything. I've drank an American Mountain Dew, all right, versus a British Mountain Dew. You people, you go on about our food versus your food like being bad, but
we do like our sugar.
you put
Yes,
sugar in
we
everything. You sick people.
We do like our sugar.
Yeah, your Mountain Dew, man, it was so hard to drink.
You would probably go into what are they diabetic shock if you drank a Pepsi.
No, it's like I had one of my friends ask me, because she always saw me drinking Coke. She goes, "Is there any time ever that you drink a Pepsi?" I said, "When my Coke goes flat."
Yeah,
Because the only difference in between the two is Coke has more fizz and it's a little less sweeter, but still, it's got it's got way more fizz than Pepsi. And then Cynical Lindsay's sweet tea. You mean that cavity per sip sweet tea?
Yeah, and you said it correctly. You must say it as if it's one word: sweet tea.
Sweet tea, right?
Sweet tea. And what sweet tea is a little bit of iced tea with your sugar.
Right?
And it's delicious.
Oh, I can't drink it that sweet. That was
I
God.
can't.
I used to have regular customers when I was a waitress. First time they came and got sat in my section.
Jack
They said,
Gunsky, I've been seeing you, and no, I'm hard to trigger, dude. I might play it being triggered at you, but none of you all have seen me actually mad. Yeah, I
haven't seen Bloodwing mad.
No.
Well, I mean, you can't see somebody mad over a bloody.
I've been mad on the internet one time, and it was on an old Danny the Dingo stream when
oh no,
what was his name? The started with an M. What was his name? Went after
the MGTOW guy you're on about.
Yeah, SDA and all the. His name started with an M. Anyway, he showed up in the stream, and boy, I went off on him. I did go off. I lost my temper that day. I will do, because he was stalking Amanda. You guys know Amanda Wolfchild.
Yeah.
He was stalking her on the internet, and I went off on him. Yeah. But
what was his name now?
I can't believe I can't remember his name. I had so much interaction with the twit.
Douchebag
Markov.
Yeah,
That's it.
shit.
Yep. Markov.
Leave it to me to remember that jackass's name. God.
Yeah, and he sat out in chat and said some really terrible, nasty. This was in the days before, when you watch the live stream, it didn't replay the chat. So he could say whatever he want and then deny it later because there was no evidence. And then got on the stream and wanted to act all sweet and like, I don't know what you're talking about, and that's all I needed to hear. And everybody else was on the stream was like, daggum, Papo got some. Boy, don't make him mad.
Well, to be fair, even in the videos where I'm getting up and I'm throwing stuff around, that's not what I'm like when I'm really mad.
I mean, it was so bad. Even blah blah, Edindro's ex-girlfriend. She was like going, daggum.
Kirsten, was it Kristen or Kirsten? Someone like
Kirsten,
yeah.
And it was like, jeez, didn't know you had that in you. Remind me not to make you mad.
It's like I seldom interject into conversations on Twitter. I tend to mind my own business. And the one time I actually went off on somebody, a couple of people were like, "Oh damn, Maddie's going off. Who triggered Maddie? She's going after so and so." I'm like, God, I got everybody's attention. Rhoda had to remind me. When do you put somebody in their place on Twitter? When was the last time you did that? I said, I don't remember. He goes, exactly. That's why you're getting the attention right now.
See you, Tanuki. All right, I guess I said that right. I don't know.
Bye, Tanuki.
Necrosaw, I'm very much like that. If there's a certain tone I get, and people that know me, my children and people in my family know that if I get super quiet and there's a certain tone in my voice that I will get, that a lot of people might not catch, but they're running for the hills.
Yeah.
When that happens, because it's about to go.
Yeah, I go very deadpan. I talk like this. The Vanilla Bear said that the light in my eye dies, and there's no facial expression. And
I'll smile at you. There's a certain smile I get, but it's not the happy kind of smile. It's the kind of smile that you look at like, oh my God, he's thinking about how to cut me up before he cooks me and eats me. Kind of smile.
Yeah.
Owen Harmon says, do Americans have kettles? When I was there, it seemed like everybody had everyone had coffee machines. On our coffee, we primarily use our coffee machines because they are quick and they do make a good cup of coffee. We even have iced tea machines that work very much the same way. I'm to say that no one in America has kettles would be wrong, but by and large, no, we don't. Not like people elsewhere use them. And if my coffee gets cold, it goes in the microwave, not the kettle.
Well, you don't put a coffee that's gone cold in the kettle.
Well, if I'm going to make instant coffee, or if I'm going to make hot tea with a tea bag, it goes in the microwave.
Tea bag.
Sorry. They routed Ronan back. They routed him to the shop because he's got 2 check engine lights. You would figure the freaking manufacturer, the shop that he got out of, which was Freightliner, to fix the truck, would have, fixed those issues. No, he's being routed back into a shop to have a look at the 2 engine lights that just came on.
Sounds like he's having a real good time. Oh, Badger, it finally showed up blue for a change. John Connors is still using his stovetop percolator. Oh my gosh, they make good. If you know what you're doing, they can make good cup of coffee. I absolutely have lots of memories of the old percolator because, there was no such thing as coffee machines or Mr. Coffee when I was a kid. That's how you made coffee if you wanted to make it.
Oh my God. The 2 new batteries were not strapped down correctly.
Sounds
out
like
of the dealership. They didn't
somebody
strap.
in the shop needs their hand smacked.
No shit. He hates sitting around when he could be making money. That's the way he puts it.
We are now at that time where it's question time, folks. Not that you haven't been asking questions. This has been one of those streams where it's just went wherever where the flow went. And that's okay. I like those. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, if you got any questions, now's the time to ask them before the stream ends.
Yep.
Yeah, get him in. I need to get this video done to Chip Chop. Come on.
You won't make the clock tick any faster,
Nope.
no matter how you want to.
Yeah, but time will seem to move faster if I'm occupied by questions.
Yeah, by questions, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But wanting it to go faster, the old saw, a watch pot never boils. So
Yeah.
Necrosal Collins is a little whore bag. He's been pestering me now for weeks to make merch. Because he's planning on buying some merch tomorrow, you see.
Now and again, yeah, the idea comes to my head to make merch. I just never actually do it. And it will take some work on my part because I can't use this avatar that you see because it actually came off a coffee mug. So I'd have to use the one that's in my animated videos.
Yeah.
The one that's on the banner on my channel. I enjoy Zero the Hero. I enjoy unsweetened tea. Your thoughts? I can drink unsweetened tea. I've drank quite a bit of. My mom was severely diabetic, so she had to drink unsweetened tea. I can drink unsweetened iced tea. Not a huge fan of it. Prefer it sweetened, but I can drink it.
Yeah. I like my version of sweet tea is there's a hint of sweet. Not the cavity precip sweet, just a hint of sweet, just enough to knock the bitter off the tea if it's cheap tea. That's the way I like it. Otherwise, I wind up putting lemon in the cavity precip sweet tea to balance out the sugar, and I wind up making it, as most people would say, undrinkable, but I'll drink it because it's fine with me.
See you, Kyle. And yeah, nothing wrong with a good nap, dude. You take your nap on lunch. I used to do that all the time. Eat my sandwiches real quick and then nap for the rest of my lunch break.
There's a couple of questions directed towards me. Devil Fruit Zero, have you watched My Hero Academia? And if so, what do you think? Not yet. I am working my way to catching up with everybody else at the moment. It's taking some time, as you could imagine. Do you add sugar to iced tea? I don't drink iced tea. I don't drink it hot or cold. I don't drink tea anyway. Normal actual tea.
Is iced tea even that big of a thing in the UK?
No, it's not really. You can find bottles of the stuff when you go to like a Greg's or something like that. That's a sandwich shop, by the way, or like a fucking pasty shop in the UK.
And Viper, I did see your offer. Yeah, I would like something based off of my animated avatar.
She's gonna charge you, so
well, I don't know if I've got money. If you're wanting money, sorry, sweetheart, don't got none. But we'll figure something out. I'll get some merch out there one of these days. I just got to get one of them there round tits.
Let me ask the chat something. Would you buy a Lord Bear mug?
Oh, I would.
You would?
I would.
Well, it just so happens, Maddie, that you can. right now, in fact, because I opened up the Irate Alex Streamlabs store, and you can buy a mug and an Irate Alex hat right there.
That was a very, very expert segue there, sir.
Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, I kind of have to shill a little bit harder, especially for that, because I had to pay for the privilege of opening up a merch store. So,
what did that cost you, if I can ask?
$19 for a month. There is an annual payment that's obviously that is a lot lower, but I'm not like paying.
I've got a merch store without the website for free.
Yeah, I know, but this is Streamlabs we're talking about here.
Yeah.
We're not talking about teas. Well, yeah. And how long have you had that?
For a while.
Yeah, and now they charge for it.
Shit.
I'm saving it. Somebody mentioned an LB bikini or Jay pointed. Hey, you know what? That'd be a great merch item. I bet you all you people.
Oh, I was looking at making one last night.
Is a bikini with my face on it? You'd all buy that, wouldn't you?
But T Public, the profit margin on T Public is a bit shit. So I don't really want to use that again. Redbubble fucked me about. I tried to create an account on there the other day, but it signed me out and wouldn't let me sign back in again. So fuck them. There is, of course, Teespring, but they're a bit plus they don't have the biggest selection of stuff to make merch out of either. I wanted the Streamlabs one because Streamlabs Prime gives you a few extra things as well on top of it. So yeah,
but yeah, I do plan on making merch at some point. It's some just straight up Bloodwing merch. I'll also probably make some Redneck Trek merch. But I just got to get around to it.
Plus, with the Streamlabs store, that goes straight to my PayPal. Whereas if you're with Redbubble, T Public, Teespring, it goes to their accounts, and then you have to wait until they pay you, or wait until you're able to withdraw it.
Yeah.
You know, I did send Redbubble a DM because I got really mad about it. I was like, "What the fuck's wrong with your website?" But I got an email today saying that my account is now active or some shit, which is retarded. So if the Streamlabs Prime, if I'm not getting as much as I want out of it, then I won't buy like another month.
Real quick, and this will be the last one because we're out of time. Jack Gunsky says, "Is Mist your favorite point and click? If no, then what is?" That's a good question. I'm not sure I can answer it. Mist is certainly way up there on my list. It was a fantastic game for the time. Mist was just absolutely a fantastic game, and if you've never played it, what are you doing with your life? You should. It's a fantastic. Although there are a couple of really hard puzzles in that. I can remember one puzzle in particular that just almost made me quit. Jen says, "Join us in Quiplash." Well, I'm probably going to go lay back down, and then I've got to work on Redneck Trek tonight. I've got to. I'll put it off.
Yeah, see, look, I can't even get into it now. Can't even get into it.
But anyway, we are at the end of it. We're at the end of the stream. Time flies when you're having fun. Thank all of you for coming out and giving us views and likes. And man, that ratio is really good. 54 watching, 40 likes. I love it. And your shares and just your comments even, in the chat. It's just great. This couldn't happen without you. Alex, always thank you. Anything you want to, Amos G, right?
Yep.
Anything to share? Yeah, I've just thrown a bunch of links. Guys, make sure you are subscribed to the R8 Alex channel. That's where I'm predominantly doing things these days. That's a link to the Amos Yee Part 1 video. If you haven't watched it, and if you have the Constitution, go check that out. There's also the R8 Alex Discord. Please join. And remember to go to the agreement room and type -agree. Otherwise, you'll be yeeted back out again. And of course, follow the R8 Alex Twitter account too. And there, if you want a Lord Bear mug or an R8 Alex hat, which falls under the category dad hats. I don't know what that means, but go check that out, guys. And if you want other stuff like other merch and stuff like that, you can make suggestions via that page. So,
Jack Gunsky, I'm sure J Kid is probably babysitting 4 young girls at the moment. So doubtful he'll be able to join you either. Sorry. Maddie, always a pleasure. Anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, if it lets me put it in there. Yeah, okay. It just didn't turn it into a link. That is my Twitch channel where I do the news in the morning. And tomorrow, since he's still going to be on the road and I'm going to have all day, after I do some editing in the morning and schedule uploads for stream clips, I am going to be playing and streaming over there. Either Don't Starve Together or Use Your Words. And I want to play with some friends. So y'all come on over and have some fun with me.
There you go. There you go. And as for me, be sure to tune in Saturday at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. I had to stop and think of what day this was. I knew it was a stream day, just didn't remember what day it was. Saturday, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time for the next episode of Redneck Radio. But until then, as always, get out of my yard.
bye, guys.
Bye.